Welcome to Chicago Bulls Chat with C-Red UK. This podcast is part of the Fans First Sports Network. Wherever or however you're listening, make sure to rate, review and subscribe. It helps us out and means you never miss another episode. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave some comments for us to get back to. And for all the C-Red UK action, check out the Discord channel and across the socials. Now, over to your hosts, Matt Hearn and Neill Dunn.
Welcome back. I'm Matt, and as always, joined by Neill. Well, not always. It's makes a change that I am. How are we doing, Neill?
I'm good. That was interesting.
Yeah, obviously we're recording this pretty much straight after the Bulls pick of 11, which was Matas Buzelis. Probably butchered his name, but you know I've got time to learn it now. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, obviously the draft's still going on, so apologies if either of us do look away and get sidetracked. But yeah, we just going to put a short one out now, giving our take on the pick. Obviously, with this draft, it was all over the place, wasn't it? You know,
Yeah.
I think Grizzlies kind of shook it up by taking Edey at 9.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of players that we kind of thought were going to be available at 11 or not available at 11 became available. Obviously, Buzelis been one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think early on in the draft, or sort of mock drafts, he was set to go like top 3, and then he's just kind of fallen to mid, 5, 6, and ended up at 11.
Yeah, absolutely. So, some people are already reacting on the socials there, calling him the steal of the draft so far. So there you go.
I mean, I'll be honest, he's not somebody I looked at a lot because I didn't expect him to be at 11. I know that a few others did. And yeah, so limited knowledge on him, to be honest, at the minute. I will look into him a bit further. But from what we do know of him, obviously he was G League Ignite last year. Born in Chicago, of Lithuanian descendant, so could be one of AK's long lost children. Who knows? And yeah, I mean, what do you make of the pick?
Yeah, like yourself, I didn't expect him to fall to 11, so I hadn't really looked into him too much. I'll be doing a deep dive on him tomorrow because at the moment it's 2:30 in the morning here. So yeah, so like you say, don't know too much about him, but from what I have looked about him, he seems to be able to defend well. He's a two-way player, seems to be able to turn defense into offense. Which is something that's going to work out quite well with the likes of Giddey, who can take the ball then and run and create something on the other end. He seems to be able to score. He seems to be quite athletic. He's explosive. And the thing I think I'm going to like about him the most is he seems to be a renowned trash talker. So bring a bit of that on. I like that.
Yeah, he seems quite confident from what I have seen of him as well. Obviously, you've got to be if you're going to be a trash talker as well.
True.
I mean, what is he? 19 years old.
Yes, 19 years old. Turns 20 in October, so shortly after the start of the season.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with this draft is, like I said in my video yesterday, whoever we picked, I don't think I was going to be overly disappointed with, because the draft was that wide open.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, I'd heard the name Buzelis going around, and like I said, didn't really pay that much attention because I just didn't think he was going to fall to 11. So he could potentially end up being one of the steals of the draft. Obviously, no other moves made by Bulls as of yet. Whether we're going to try and enter the draft further down, maybe enter the second round, whatever happens to be. But if this is the only move we come away with, how are you feeling about it?
As in the only move for the draft or the only move for the off season?
Only moved for the draft, like tonight.
Of the draft.
Tonight,
Yeah, I
tomorrow
mean,
night, whatever.
I'd like to see them get a second round pick somehow, but unless it comes as part of a kind of a Zach move or a DeMar sign and trade or something like that, I don't really see how it's going to happen. So if this is all we're going to get, and he is, you know, classed as a steal, then I'll take that and see what we've got and see how it all works out. But he was incredibly emotional. For anyone that didn't watch the draft itself or haven't watched any of the highlights yet, he was incredibly emotional when he was selected. I did kind of make the joke at the time: is this because he's really happy, or is this because he doesn't want to go to Chicago or stay in Chicago? But by all accounts, it's because, you know, he doesn't have the upheaval that a lot of players have when they get drafted. He gets to stay at home essentially, and play for his home team.
Yeah, obviously, I'll be honest, I did miss the moment he was drafted. My internet dropped out, but I'd already knew he was drafted at that point anyway. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'm a bit surprised we didn't go for a big, to be honest,
Hmm.
with his draft, which does kind of add into what are we doing next.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I say, there is the option that we end up in the draft further down with a trade of some sort. Um, Obviously, we saw rumours last week that they're still interested in re-signing Drummond. Doesn't
Hmm.
exactly signal much change to rumours that we were moving up to try and get Klinger. And you're right.
Sorry, dog started barking at me.
um, and yeah, it goes back to again what I said in the video last night. These people that put these sort of reports out, take them with a pinch of salt, because last week we were moving up, and then next thing was re-signing Drummond. So you just don't know. But back to Buzelis, obviously G League Ignite last year, played 34 games, 14.1 points, 6.6 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 1.9 blocks. And the bit that I think is going to worry a lot of people is he was 26.1% from three. Um, the thing with Bulls needing everything, we weren't going to get it, were we?
No, this is exactly it. You know, we talked about it pre-draft, and we'd said a few times, you're not going to get someone that's going to tick all the boxes because there's too many needs on this team. So to have found a player that, you know, pretty much ticks quite a few in one go, I'm delighted with that because, I'd already said that if we could get someone who was just good at one thing, like, and preferably shooting being that thing, then I'd be kind of happy enough with that. And it looks to be that we've got someone that can work both ends of the floor, which is a bonus.
I mean, obviously, as well, it depends where Bulls actually see him fitting. Is he somebody that, obviously, we keep seeing the rumours of DeMar. Obviously, Casey Johnson put another one out today that
Yeah.
if Clippers can't re-sign Paul George, which looks unlikely, then that's the destination for DeMar.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously heard that DeMar didn't. Well, people are suggesting he doesn't want to re-sign after the signing of Giddey. So is this our three? Is Buzelis our three?
Yeah. I mean, he
Which
could very well be. I'm just watching sorry, a bit distracted. I'm watching highlights of him here. The Bulls just put a little snippet up themselves. Um, Explosiveness tick, versatility tick, athleticism tick, and it shows him kind of getting on the end of a few lobs and dunking the ball, and it seems to be quite a good prospect and someone that I'd say could link in quite well with Giddey.
yeah, and that's the thing now, isn't it? Nobody knows.
No.
You know, we're still trying to figure out what's going on with Zach. You
Mm-hmm.
know, is he going to be our two? It would just obviously free agency opens next week. Or is it starting next week? And I think it's 30th, first, whatever it happens to be. I think we're going to be in this what's happening sort of mode for a few weeks at the minute, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I think Bulls have creamed in essentially by having Buzelis fall to 11. You know, he's obviously a player that they've done the homework on. They must know from obviously the G League and stuff like that, Windy City, and obviously the fact he's from Chicago. Yeah, like I say, I'm still struggling to sort of take it all in and work out what's what. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing with doing these sort of instant reaction sort of videos. In it, it's not a lot of time to have a look at it all properly and stuff like that. But like I said last night, I'm not going to be too disappointed by who we picked, because the draft was all over the place. And at the end of the day, we're picking at 11. You know, there's been in the past some solid players go at 11. There's been some absolute busts go at 2. James Wiseman, for example, that's set to be released by Pistons. You know, so you just don't know. And I think that's what excites me. You know, I was starting work soon anyway, but I'll be taking a bit of a deeper dive on Buzelis, seeing what he's about, and I guarantee that I will end up falling in love with him, because he's new and shiny, and it's a little bit of change.
Yeah.
You know, he portrays to be somebody that isn't going to get sent down to Windy City.
Right.
That's the big thing for me. That's what I don't want to see with him. Is I want to see him around the first team, even if he's sitting on the bench and only getting 5-10 minutes a night. That's fine for me. Do you know what I mean? Just because to me, that's how they develop at an NBA level.
Right.
And he's already played in the G League, so you know, he's shown he can play at that level. Kind of.
I mean, by rights, he should be pretty much NBA ready. And you know, the amount of times we talked about, do the Bulls draft for position or do the Bulls draft for best available? And it seems to me that they've managed to pick up themselves the best available from how it looks at a quick look anyway, and in a position of need as well. So it could very well be a win-win.
Yeah, and just looking now, it's a Heat have just picked Kalel Ware.
Are they?
15, yeah. Bummer. If there's one team I didn't want someone like that to go to. But anyway, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like I say, it's quick reaction. And it does at the minute look like we have got best available. So
yeah.
I mean, for now, I've got nothing else. I don't know if you have. I mean, it's only going to be a short one just to get it out there, won't it, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I say, I will be spending my time tomorrow looking at highlights, doing a bit of a deeper dive, forming more of an opinion on him, probably falling more in love with him. And yeah, I might possibly put a solo video out tomorrow, a bit more of a recap on it. We'll see how the day goes first. So, yeah, if you've got nothing else.
No, I just look forward to getting to know more about this kid and seeing what he can do.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Whatever. We will be back at some point with a bit more of an in-depth review on Buzelis and more of an opinion. And obviously, if there is any other Bulls news that comes from the draft as well. But until then, as always, I've been Matt. Thanks for watching. You can find me on Twitter at MattCRedUK. You can find us on all the socials at CRedUK.
And you'll find me on Twitter at NeillCRedUK on behalf of us both and the Fans First Sports Network. Thanks once again to everyone for tuning in to this short reactionary video from us both. Do remember it's a Chicago Bulls thing wherever in the world you are. And until next time, see red people and go Bulls.